right, so I am currently I'm in Panama City Beach, Florida. I am and have been being attacked by the government. I am making this video before I go on my trip up into the interstates. I'm gonna try to make this video as kind of to the point as possible. I am a person who grew up in Pinellas County, Largo, Seminole, unincorporated, 13489 Las Palmas Drive, Florida, in Del Prado. And we, my family, we get together, like, I'm under the impression that my grandfather is like government, like I have a CIA cousin, uncle is a lawyer, other uncle is major construction out in Maryland, other uncle is major HVAC. Like they should have just boatloads of cash, and they seemingly don't. You know, they say they're in debt. My life has been a torturous story, and it got a lot worse. It never really made sense. But they say that I was born in Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and something happened. Like I've always had problems. Like I was into bondage when I was young. I have a deformity down there. Like it's like a zigzag on the vein of my private area. Like I had a lot of back knee growing up. I had very like it's not like I wasn't perfect for sure. And so what started all this was I'm trying to get straight to the point, basically. I got in a fight with my brother, and I don't know exactly what caused all this to be so serious. And I choked him out one time. He looked over my shoulder at my birthday cash, and he's like, I'd do it again. He just came back from the Air Force. And I think that led my parents to send me over to California. They sent me across the country to go to college at Santa Barbara and Santa Cruz, and they spent my college tuition on a private high school, and they never told me that's where the money was coming from. And there's a lot of crazy shit. When I was growing up, I did psychedelics. I did ayahuasca in the States. I closed my eyes and I was breaking through hemispheres in my mind like maps in a video game, and I literally ended up floating in space. I swear to God. And then I came back to Earth. You can imagine like floating next to a planet. I've taken tabs of acid. It's just like shrooms. I'm not big into pills, but I've taken them, you know what I mean? Like Xanax and whatever. I've seen a lot of crazy things, and on that topic, I've seen like a lot of crazy things, like 1,000 dragonflies come out by this place in the middle of Florida, in Ocala, and just blind my friends, and the number 28 popping up seemingly everywhere, like following the signs type deal. I tore my knee. I was never good at sports. I could never learn football. I learned football in one night. They couldn't teach me for 2 years. I learned football in one night. One night. And I got to a point in my life where I came back from California. School wasn't working because obviously it didn't make sense. He's going to school for trade, like culinary. Who goes to school for trade? Like they send me to a prep college, and then they're like, don't even care like what I'm doing. And then like I go to school for construction. I call my Uncle Blake. He's like, I don't have a job for you. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have a job for me, bro? You run that shit out in Maryland. He's like, nope, don't have a job for you. I end up coming back to Florida. I drove all the way back in this Caprice. That was insane. You can imagine. I went all the way up California. And then I came back down. The College of Redwoods wasn't taking people. And I was isolated in Santa Barbara. The moment I touched down in California, my roommate, Will, he's like, where are you going? What are you doing? I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, I'm your roommate. I'm leaving. I'm going out. We live in Isla Vista, California. This is like a major party town. That's another thing. They said, we're sending you over here so you don't party as much, like with your friends. That was their excuse. They sent me to the most notorious party town in California. What the fuck? And I actually stayed to myself a lot. I didn't really party that much. And I used my cash to buy like biotechnologies like red light therapy. I was experimenting with frequencies. I was always playing my guitar at 528 hertz. And I was like way higher frequency and dealing with things I've never dealt with, like grounding bands, and was doing like telekinesis with a little hydrokinesis. I would like go to the ocean and the ocean would like move with me. I know now that it's like a government manipulation or whatever, but to me it was real, you know what I mean? And so I come back and everything, like I didn't even know how to do the dishes, dude. I ended up here actually. I started in Panama City, Florida, then a hurricane hit. And I still remember like using my plasma machine from Spooky 2 and like having a dream that I was intercepted by aliens that night. Like I've had so much crazy shit. I'm just gonna keep like going off because I'm about to go on this trip, and I want you to know where I'm coming from before they kill me on the way, because this is what happened. When I came back to Florida, my best friend Dylan was murdered, and I at the time I was a virgin until I was 25. I did not get laid out in California at all. I was literally a virgin until I was 25. This happened when I was about 23, and I'm doing DoorDash all the time. I actually come to find out they didn't tell about the DoorDash thing. I have 1,800 some things on DoorDash. They tried to like eliminate my identity, everything. And the reason why is because I had at the time I manifested my sexual problems that I've had since a child. They manifested very badly, and I had a lot of stress. DoorDash is a very unstable job, and like pizza places were firing me for stupid things, like the manager's wife sent me out without the Coke and comes back and then blames me for not having the Coke. I'm like, dude, this woman just blamed me. He's like, that's my wife. Dude, like that type of shit would happen all the time. Domino's, this guy gives me a tip, and then like he said, this is for you. And then I go back, I'm like, hey guys, I got this tip. I'm a new driver, you know? They're like, that's ours. I'm like, what do you mean it's yours? Like, you just had me go give it to this guy. Isn't that your job? Like, what the fuck? And obviously it's my bad, you know? But these are new things. And I've had problems. For example, like when I was young, I had this girl, Pearl, like very young, very, very young. But you're young, you know what I mean? But I'm just, to be honest with you, like I had this girl, Pearl, put her hands on my nuts in the pool. You know, I'm very young, and I have problems. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I don't. I'm much better now, though. You know what I mean? Like, furthermore, I've like I touched this girl after we went out to the on a cruise, and I was like, I didn't get laid on the cruise. I was like very close, and then this girl at a party, like in the middle of the party, she lays her name was Daisy. She lays over my lap, and then I touch her pussy. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing? Like that type of shit. And then so I've had a lot of problems in the past. So people hate me out here. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying I don't have problems, and I don't know what's going on. So then what I do is, at this point, there are other things, but those really stand out. And in California, the girls said that I raped them. The girls next door, I was isolated by the kid. Let's get back to that. Will, who says, where are you going? What are you doing? My roommate, my first experience. I yelled at him. At the 5th time, I told him to stop asking me. And then he kept asking me, and then isolated me from the community. Said, oh, he's such a bully. Oh, this and that. I go into the girls' room next door. I pull a dart off the dartboard. We're all just drinking, chilling out in the front. And a condom falls down. And they tell me, they say, they're like, oh no, like, what did you do? I can't believe you did that. Oh my gosh. Dude, They literally like shunned me for pulling a dart off a dartboard and later said that I raped them. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm like isolated from the whole community. My life doesn't make sense. I'm across the country in school for something that you don't even go to school for. It's like everything in my life never made any sense, dude. And this is just a preface. I'm just trying to get this out. Friend is murdered in cold blood. Unbelievable. I get the call. Me and him have a falling out right before it happens. He's at my friend Brad's, or our friend Brad's house, where he was like, because I left all my friends behind in Florida. And so he was like friends with Dylan while I was gone, you know? And they were bullying me, dude. Like literally. I'm like, dude, like you're acting like a totally different person when you're at his house, Dylan. Like if you keep doing this, I'm gonna leave. And it just so happens, after that happens, he's fucking murdered. Bled out in the street, dealing weed to his friends. Marijuana to his friends. This kid had a heart of gold, dude. Like he made everybody feel better. I follow in his footsteps to go to HVAC school at P-Tech, and now this is where I have problems. I just start using this like pocket pussy type thing. It's like a fake ass or whatever, you know what I mean? But keep in mind, women use dildos all the time, right? So I'm not ashamed of that. I'm a virgin at the time, you know what I mean? I'm wanting, you know what I mean? But I'm using the VR, the Oculus Quest VR, and I'm using like military grade level programming, where it's pornography with quick messages in the pornography. So it activates your sexual energies, and then it activates your messages, and then it has the audio messages going behind. I'm playing subliminals. I'm working at a Chinese place and experimenting with the Chinese woman, which is very important. China King. That was another trespass I did, you know what I mean? That could have caused this to happen, which I'll get to. And I don't think they knew that, like, it's my fault because I'm playing these subliminals, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just on YouTube. I'm just a kid. And it's like subliminals for I'm an alpha and I'm getting laid, which is what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? But all that does is it makes it worse, because if you're not getting laid and everything, I know how to do it now. It took me many years of failing and learning these things. I actually know a lot of crazy things now. I'd rather not. And this is why, dude. Like, I ended up targeting this girl upstairs. Brad gave me this air ionizer. I didn't even know that this air ionizer was incredibly dangerous, dude. An air ionizer is poison. You know what I mean? I end up using that, and then like bass. I have a subwoofer. I don't even know how bass, and I'm still stuck on the idea that high frequencies are like super cool. It's a female energy. I'm like literally tapping into this crazy female energy like my whole life. I listen to these Rico Manifestation on YouTube, like music at higher frequencies and different frequencies and shit. I'm all over the place, dude. He's crazy. And I start targeting with that fake thing, and I start targeting the girl upstairs. I'm using the VR thing. I'm hitting a punching bag. I did I paid this guy thousands of dollars when I was in California to teach me Tai Chi. He never taught me the form. He only taught me like basic shit. Thousands of dollars, dude. Thousands of dollars. And his name was Dan. He lived on a boat out in like a fucking, and he found me. I didn't find him. He just came up to me when I was practicing Qigong at the Ethno-Botanical Gardens, which I did because I tore my fucking knee. And that's what I did to like heal myself, dude. And let's get to the bulk. So this right here is why I'm saying this, and this is where it all starts. They I think came down on me. Like the FBI came down on me basically. And they were like looking into Dylan's murder, for example. And they were looking into like what I was doing, and like I have like a government security detail, I think. I realize now. I don't know this shit. I don't know any of this shit. None of it makes sense. But it does, though. It's like, my family doesn't make sense. It's like, what do you mean you don't have cash? Like, you seem like you're millionaires. Like, you've even, like, told me. It's like, none of this makes sense. And we would meet every year, and, like, and so, but that's not what, let's get to the point. And so it looks really bad. And I am very, very sick. And this is how I responded to it, though. First of all, they did not threaten me. You could have sent me a threatening text message, a threatening call, and at least witnessed what I do. They did not. They went straight to like MK Ultra level shit, started attacking me through the Bible and the Bible apps, making me like guilt tripping me, got me to go to jail. They got me to go to jail for insanity. They got me to go to a mental hospital. They tortured me in the mental hospital, used voices of my family. They attacked me with base cannons. I later in guilt tripping me on the TV and everything. It was insane. And then I like telling me I'm a robot or something, like anything you can think of. They were just killing me basically. And then later they attacked me outside.